Bit about myself. I'm Mofazzal Ahmed. I'm the mining consultant for Datamine. Have been with Datamine for the last 3 years. And prior to that, I was an underground mining engineer for a couple of mine sites around Australia. All right, before we get started, for those who are not familiar with Datamine, here is a quick overview of all the software solutions that we have, which includes all the way from exploration to ESG and laboratory logistics. But today we're going to be using the Aegis software, which falls under the Datamines planning banner. Here's also the other part of the software's capabilities that we have. All right, let's get into it. Today we're going to look into creating a drill plan template where we can use this template for future use, and this template settings you can replicate that for a charge plan as well. Where the drill plan reporting sits is under the create ring sets report, and for a charge plan it will be under the blast designs. There are some parameters which are different, but in essence they're the exact same thing. Alright, so let's get started. What I'll do is I'll create a template. To do so, I'm going to new report template, and then this window will appear. In mine sites, usually the orientation is landscape, so I'm going to use a landscape format. So I'm going to change that to a landscape. Now first I'm going to add my company logo using under general image, and I'm going to click on the screen, and then this white box will appear, and then under the in the right hand side of the screen I'm going to click image and select, and then I'm going to select my logo from my file explorer, and hit open. And then I'm going to orient it in a way that looks nice, and just going to reposition myself, and then I'm going to put a title to it. So my title is going to be long hole drill sheet. And I increase the font. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put an outline to this. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. So how I do it is create a rectangle around, and just using the right hand properties, I'm just going to change that to a transparent so it looks. What I'm also going to do is put it at the back, and then I'm going to create, I need 5 more pages, so I'm going to create add page 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one is going to be my summary sheet, second one's going to be my plan view, third one's going to be my long section, fourth one is going to be my little, and then my drill plans. Okay, so now I'm going to copy these 3 items into, I'm going to right click, copy, and then I'm going to paste them on each of those pages. So it's nice and easy. All right. Now for my first page in the drill sheet, I'm going to add a few information. So the first one is going to be my ring properties. So it will have some information. I can select what informations I want. So I'm going to rename this ID to ring set, and then I won't need custom or whole or charge count, primer count, because it's a drill plan. So I'm going to remove all that information and then hit OK. I can also change the font to make it a bit bigger, and I give 14. And next I'm going to have a summary of all the rings. So I'm going to go back to my ring set page tab and then select ring summary, and then here I'm going to I don't need all the information, so I'm just going to double click. You can add information in as well, but I'm going to remove a few ones that I don't need for my drill plan. So that's fine. Distance to and from each ring. If I had to add something, I would just hit add, and then I can select what data I want to show. Say, for example, I want to show the drill ID. So which is the drill. Now I'm going to increase the font. That's a bit too big, so I'll just reduce that to a size 12. Alright, that fits nicely. I can also add text boxes, so I'm going to add some text boxes for hazard and comments. So box for comment. And then I can also make those boxes be a bit nicer. So it has a bit of a border. Cool. I can also add a sign off section, which will be a table. So go editable table, add that in. And then in the table, I can add a few columns, a few rows and a few columns. So it's going to be designed by, checked by, and then the underground manager. And then I can put some space for that. And then put some space for that. I can copy this, so I can just go Control C and then paste it on them and hit OK. I can make this a bit bigger. Cool. So that's my first page. And then in my second, I want to show the level plan. So I'm going to go level plan. Now in the level plan, I want to get an image from my 3D space. So how I'm going to do it is go under General, CAD View, and then place it, double click. So now I want to show, I can show my surrounding stopes and my levels as well. For this exercise, I'm just going to show my levels. I'm going to remove the old stopes and just sort of centralize that. And then I can make it bigger. If I have the keep aspect ratio, it's going to restrict me on like the dimensions. If I remove that, I can make it a bit wider as well. Now if I want to go in a different direction, I can just select this way, remove those and hit OK, and then it'll change that direction for me. Alright, I can also add in text as well, so I can go top level and then copy that. level. So that's my level plan. I can label all my drives as well. It depends on how you want to do it. You can make it bigger as well. So if I want to zoom into it, I can just go zoom in and hit OK. All right, and just remove that, put that on the OK. Next I want to do is my plan view. So I'm just going to change that name, plan view. And then I'm just going to put a box border. And for my plan view, all I got to do under ring set is plan view, hit that, and then this will appear. I can manipulate this. So what I want first off is I want to put a scale, so 1 to 250 ratio, and then I can show that ratio to the screen. If I want my plan view to be smaller, I can just change that scale. I can also change the relative elevation. This is from the ref line, so I can go, all right, I want to go from the, I go a meter on top, it'll slice from the meter top. I can also pan, all I do is right click and then hit the middle mouse button to pan it, to centralize it. I can also do reference, I can put a hull style. So if I just go under the plan view items, I go hull style. And then I just have to make the hull visible and then override the style. And then if I want to put a hatch color, say green for my voids or my levels, hit OK. OK. Should appear, just give me 1 second. Alright, for my void, I don't want the slice, I want the hull. Select the hatch. Green. Okay. So that's my levels hatched. Second I want to do is my long section view. So I'm just going to go long section view, and then all I need to do is under the ring set page, I'm going to select long section, and I can just make that bigger. All right. I can add in text as well. So if I want to put like a text, say this is my working level, and then I can put a name to it as well, like if you have, depending on your site. And then I can also put same thing for this one as well, but because of the shape, because it's quite a slanted, it's just showing me a cross section, exact vertical cross section. I can also change the relative offset. This is from the center line. Say I want 2 meters from that, so that will show a bit more. And then I can also show this, change that scale. Show scale. All right. And finally, I want the ring design, so I'm going to go to ring sheet, and then I can, from the under the ring page, I have a few options here. So I'm just going to start with ring properties. So in the ring properties, it's got all the details that I need, and some excessive ones. I'm just going to remove a few. Okay, and I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And then under the ring page, I'm going to hit ring view, which is going to be the view of my ring. It's going to leave some space at the bottom so I can put a sign off. All right, and then in this one we can modify quite a few things. If, for example, if I want to display my block model, if it's already loaded, I can do so based on the template, based on my block model. If not, I can leave that. Here also there's a few other options that you can change. I can increase the primer scale to 5, so it just shows the primers a bit better. And then I'll just change that scale. I just want to keep the consistency. Cool, that's done. If I also want to add an ASI chart or a dump chart, I can do so using under the ring sheet drill angle display. So I'm gonna hit that. So I'm gonna go rotation angles. It'll help the drillers. And then finally, I'm gonna add my ring table. There's a lot of information that might not be relevant, so I'm just gonna double click and see what I don't need. They might need, if I have comments, I probably get rid of the date, the rod count, not very relevant. Pivot distance, you can get that. I can add that as well, but I'll just simplify it and then I'll just make it a bit bigger, just looks a bit neater. Cool. And then I can put another text box at the bottom. If there's any comments someone wants to add. Same thing, I can also add a table for my sign off. That. And then I'm just gonna put some other information. So the survey, the senior can check and the survey can check as well. So that's my ring sheet done. So that's my template. So I'm gonna save it as a new one. So I'm gonna go webinar drill plan report. Okay. So now that's saved as a template for me. I can use it for future designs as well. So now I'm going to close it, and Aegis automatically saves that in the profile, so you don't need to, you can also import it and export it as well. So now for my slot, so I've selected my slot, I'm going to do my drill report. So webinar drill plan report, if I hit that, it's going to give me a preview. I'm just going to make sure I like what I see, and then so that's my drill report done, drill plan report done for slot. I can always refer back here. And then for my back rings or firing 2, same thing. Webinar drill report. I can also go edit here just to make sure that it looks all good. Back rings, same thing, level plan. plan views, it's showing me that. If I want to add objects here as well, you can add like a, if it's a void, you can add that as well, and then save that, close. And then for my back rings, I can just go now. Then it will come up with that. You can also any other information as well in when you're editing. So that's my drill template done, which can be replicated as well, and it's the same thing for a charge report, same idea. All right, now to Q&A. All right, thank you so much for watching.